Hello. Welcome back to my channel. I am Monet and you're watching Life is Monet. So it is time to pull out our handy dandy prompt jar to decide our March TBR. So I've been really hoping for both January and February that the jar played it kind of safe and was nice to me because school had started and I had a lot of things going on. But going into March, I'm actually finishing up the first little session of my semester and I get some time off, and I'm only taking one class for the second part of the semester, so I will have more time on my hands. So now the prop jar could do whatever it wants. So we're going to roll our dice and we'll be back to decide what we'll be reading. 5. Okay. It is crazy to me that when I needed less books, like in January and February, I got 8. But now, when I can read whatever because I have less schoolwork, I only get 5. Love that. So, we're going to start with our 5 prompts. I have a book with sprayed edges. Do I have a book with sprayed edges that I haven't read? Yes. Do I have a book with sprayed edges that I haven't read that I want to read? That's a good question. I know exactly what book fits this prompt. What is probably one of the only books that fits this prompt. But I don't want to read it. I'm kind of sad. Hold on, let me think. There has to be something in here. There has to be something in here with sprayed edges that I didn't spray myself, that I haven't read already. I'm gonna think high and low. Ugh. Because it was literally right here, and now that I'm actively trying to avoid thinking about it, it's the only book that I can think about. A book that I said I would read before my daughters went to college, which breaks my heart because she hasn't even started school yet, but now I'm gonna be reading it. That is The Name of the Wind. I don't know what this is about, so just, check back at the end of March where I would have read this approximately 12 years before my deadline. Okay, prompt number 2. Can't believe I couldn't think of something else with sprayed edges. A book that's set in multiple countries. A book that's set in multiple countries. Since I already have a chunker on there, I'm going to grab a 5-star prediction, and that is going to be Cloud Cuckoo Land. We are following multiple characters in different countries at different times in history, and all of them come in contact with a book that tells a story of like a hero, and somehow this book connects with each of the characters that we are following. I know that it is historical fiction, but I don't know if it has like a little bit of fantasy in it or not. But this is a 5-star prediction because I just love plots that kind of like have different characters that seemingly have nothing to do with one another but somehow converge at one point in the book, and this one is a book about a book, so just sounds like I'm going to love it. Alrighty, prompt number 3. Fated to Doom. A book that is ill-fated. For that one, I'm going to grab another 5-star prediction, and that is going to be The Stationery Shop. We're following 2 characters who were supposed to get married in Tehran, but something happens and there is an outbreak of a coup. And on the day of their wedding, our main character, Roya, loses contact with her betrothed, and 60 years into the future, she comes in contact with him one more time, and she gets the chance to ask him so many things as to like what happened to him, why he never reached out to her, why he never contacted her, and just, coming face to face with a lot of unresolved issues. This is a book that's centered around a misconnection, also historical fiction, and I am really anticipating that I'm gonna love this just from the things that like I've heard about it. But I would say that like it is fated to doom because we know from the synopsis that our 2 lovebirds aren't actually going to get married to one another. Going in for our next pull. It is a husband's pick. Okay, give me just a second. I'm filming a TBR and the prompt says that my husband needs to pick the book for me. These 3 I am already reading, so just pick a book. No. These I've already picked to read. You need to pick something else. Can I ask why?
It's pink.
You picked it because it's pink?
Yeah.
Thank you. My husband selected One Last Stop, which might be a crime. I might be able to report this to the local police department. I know that we have a love interest that is stuck on a train that is not able to get off. And August, I guess, is going to fall in love with the woman that is stuck on the train. And they're going to fall in love with each other. This was a book that I did not plan to actually read. I was actually planning to unhaul this soon because my interest in this was rather mild when I purchased it. I was just trying to explore romance and just explore what I liked in romance. And so as I was reading more romances and learning my taste in romance, the interest in this one went down and down, and then I was just certain that this book was not really for me. So I was going to unhaul it. But my husband has decided that before I unhaul it, I will be reading it. So hopefully it changes my mind. Okay, we're gonna shake it up for our last pull. And going in for pull number 5. An anti-hero. A book with an anti-hero. This is a month of just chunky books, I guess, but that's fine because I only have to read 5. And for that prompt of the anti-hero, I have selected Master of Sorrows. We are following a character that is prophesied to become the next Dark Lord or Dark One. And this is the first installation in, I think it's a trilogy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that it is a trilogy. We're following an orphan who is being raised in this school to seek out magic so that it's not used for nefarious things. It says when he is caught between warring ideologies of his mentor and his academy, he must finally decide to accept the truth of who he really is or embrace the darker truth of what he may one day become. I love a story about an anti-hero, an antagonist, or like a Dark Lord, and we don't have many books where we get to follow the Dark Lord, so very interested in this. And like, I want more books like this, so I hope that this sets a good precedent for the future so we can start to get more in abundance to choose from. So this is the stack that I needed last month when I wanted to read less books, and like the stack was literally like up to here, but we have quite the TBR for this month. We have The Name of the Wind, which is literally like a classic adult fantasy. We have Cloud Cuckoo Land, which is a historical fiction. Then we have Master of Sorrows, which is another adult fantasy that's centered around a dark one, or someone prophesies to become a dark one. We have The Stationery Shop, which is a kind of like romance about a misconnection between two people. And then we have One Last Stop, which is another romance. And it's also, I guess One Last Stop could have fit the first prompt for like Fated to Doom, especially if one character is stuck on a train. Then if they can't leave, then isn't that like a romance Fated to Doom too? This is our TBR for the month of March. I hope that you guys have a happy, fun reading, and I will see you in my next video.